Hi everyone, welcome to Keep Calm and Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this lovely sunflower bookmark. For this tutorial you're going to need double knit yarn in 3 different colors: mustard, brown and green for the stem and the leaves. I'm going to be working this with a 3.5mm crochet hook. In addition to this, you're going to need a stitch marker, darning needle, pair of scissors and some fiber fill. So make sure you've got all of those components. Now before you start, if you enjoy watching my tutorials, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. We're going to start off with our brown color and a 3.5mm crochet hook. Begin by working a slip knot using whatever method you prefer. And chain 2. This method here is an alternative to magic ring, but if you prefer working with magic ring, then skip this method and work your round 1 straight into your magic ring. But for this method, skip your first chain here and slip your hook in the second chain from your hook. Pull up a loop, that's your 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both. That's your first single crochet. Going back into that chain stitch, pull up a loop, second single crochet. We're going to work 6 of these all together. Here's my 3rd, 4th, 5th and my 6th one. Once you have your 6 single crochets, pull on this bit of yarn to eliminate the gap between your stitches and start working in a spiral. To do this, you're going to slip your hook in the first single crochet of your previous round. And let's put our hook inside there. And pull up a loop. That's my first single crochet of round 2. Going back into that same stitch to work another single crochet. Now when you work 2 single crochets in the same stitch, it's called an increase. Into the next stitch we go, and we're going to work an increase in here as well. So 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So that's our 2 increases. In this round we're going to work 6 increases. Here's my 3rd increase. 4th increase, 5th increase, and my increase number 6. And that brings my stitch count to 12. Let's start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch. And I'm going to start using a stitch marker from here to identify the start of my rounds and to keep an accurate stitch count. If you don't have one of these, you can use scrap bit of yarn, even this bit of yarn, to identify this with something, or paper clip, safety pin, or anything that you have. Follow this single crochet on with an increase in the next stitch. There we go. And that's my repeat for this round. So I'm going to work 1 single crochet followed on with an increase, single crochet, increase, and repeat that all the way around until you get to this point here. So go ahead and work that and then meet me back here. At the end of this round, your stitch count is 18. Let's start the next round by working 2 single crochets in a row. Here's my first one, second one, stitch marker back in place. And now we're going to follow these 2 single crochets in a row on with an increase. And that's your repeat for this round. 2 single crochets, 1, 2, followed on with an increase. And repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, your stitch count is 24. We're now going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker in place. Follow this single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish this round, you're going to need 24 single crochets in a row. Once you've done that, you're going to follow the same method one more time to have 2 rounds of just single crochet. So go ahead, work 2 rounds of single crochet and then meet me back here. At the end of 2 rounds of single crochet, your stitch count is still 24. Now we're going to fasten off with a slip stitch in our next stitch here. So you're going to slip your hook inside, pull up a loop, make this loop go through the loop that was already on your hook. And then you're going to snip this yarn off to fasten off like this. But in this particular case, I'm going to undo my slip stitch, as we're going to need 2 of these. So go ahead. Once you've finished one, you're going to follow the same instructions and make another one of these. So at this point, pause the video and meet me back here once you've got both of these components. Now that we've got both of those components, we are going to keep this strand attached and hold the front part of both sections like this. So the front is on this side and also on that side. I'm going to hold the 2 components together and attach them together by working a round of single crochets. So slip your hook in the first stitch of this bit, and then we're going to grab the other and slip our hook inside one of the stitches there as well. So if I pull this apart, you can see I've gone through this part and the other one in one go, and you're going to work a single crochet. So pull up a loop and work your first single crochet there. Slip your hook in the next stitch in the front and the next stitch at the back. Pull up a loop, that's my second single crochet. And just like this, you're going to work a whole round of single crochets all the way around. Now be mindful, we are going to be stuffing this with some fiber fill, so we are going to do that at some point. I would suggest that you work all the way around, keep around half an inch space, fill this gap up, the space up with fiber fill, and then meet me back here. I've now worked my way all the way around. Have a little space left here, which we're going to work on together. Make sure that you've stuffed this piece with fiber fill all the way to the top, because after this you won't get the opportunity to do so. So still continuing with your single crochets, catching 1 stitch in the front and then 1 stitch at the back, and working your way all the way around. And now I am on my last stitch, and there we go. I've worked my way all the way around. You are going to work a slip stitch in the next stitch like this. Snip this yarn off. Pull it out of the stitch. Pull this down to secure this in place. Give this piece a little squeeze and a massage so that the fiber fill is distributed equally. Slip your hook in from further away. It doesn't matter where from. Make it come out from that same stitch where we've just finished. Loop that strand onto your hook and pull this inside like this. And we're going to pull it all the way in. I'm going to now go ahead and snip this off from the top so that it kind of disappears inside this little piece here. And there we go, that's the center of the sunflower now complete. We're now going to grab the mustard yarn and we're going to attach that on this a single crochet round that we created on the side. So isolate any one of these stitches, it doesn't matter where, you're going to isolate that stitch, pull up a loop, actually pull this strand through and tie this into a knot like this. I would like to do a double knot, it just secures the thread in better. Slip your hook in from further away, make it come out from where that knot is, and you are going to pull that strand inside as well. And there we go. Now, if it comes out for another side, you can certainly snip it off or put it back inside. Now we're going to isolate that same stitch again. So slip your hook inside that space where we've just tied that knot and pull up a loop, chain 1 to begin. We're now going to work a combination of stitches in the next space here. So in order to do that, you're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through next 2. We're now going to work a treble crochet in there. In order to do that, you're going to yarn over twice on your hook like this. Again, going into that same stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook this time, yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through next 2, and yarn over, pull through the last 2. Once you have your double crochet and a treble crochet, you're going to work a picot stitch. To work a picot stitch, you're going to chain 3, skip the first 2 chains and work a slip stitch in the 3rd chain from your hook. And then we are going to work a treble crochet and a double crochet all in that space again. So yarn over your hook twice, go back into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through first. Oh, let's do that again. Yarn over twice, go into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through next 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. Double crochet now, yarn over, back into that same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through next 2. And that is one of the petals. You're going to anchor that down by working a slip stitch in the next stitch, like this. So this is your 1 petal done. It will take 3 stitch space. So let's go through this one more time. To start the next petal, you're going to slip stitch in the next stitch, like this, chain 1 to begin, yarn over. We're now going to have a combination of stitches in the next stitch after that, and the combination is double crochet, picot, double crochet, triple crochet, picot, triple crochet, double crochet. Let's work on that together. So yarn over your hook, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through next 2, yarn over your hook twice, go into that stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through next 2, yarn over, pull through last 2. Now the picot stitch, chain 3, slip stitch in the 3rd chain from your hook, and finish off by working a treble and a double crochet. For a treble, yarn over your hook twice, go into same stitch again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through first 2, next 2, and then the last 2. Double crochet now, yarn over only once, again all that in the same stitch, pull up a loop, first 2, next 2. Anchor this petal down by working a slip stitch in the next stitch, and that finishes your 2nd petal. I'm going to show you this one more time. To start the next petal, slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 1 to begin, yarn over, go into the next stitch after that, work a double crochet, treble crochet next, picot stitch next, next is treble again, double crochet next, and we are going to anchor this petal down with a slip stitch in the next stitch. And there you go, that's your repeat. So you are going to follow the same method, go all the way around and work all the rest of the stitches, and then meet me back here when you get to this point here. I've now worked my petals all the way around and we're on the last stitch there. We're going to anchor that petal down with a slip stitch as well, like this, and we are now going to go ahead and snip this yarn off, pull it out of the stitch and pull this down to secure this in place, and we can again make this go inside the body. So I'm going to just simply pull this in from here first, just so it's away from the starting point from there, and then it becomes easier to just slip it inside the body or the brown part. So slip your hook in from further away, make it come out from where the thread is coming out from, and then pull that into the center. I'm going to make this shorter so it can just disappear inside like this. And there we go. Now that completes our beautiful sunflower. We're now going to move on to the petals and the stem, and for this let's grab our green yarn. Let's turn this upside down, and you are going to attach this yarn in the middle of any of these petals. So I'm going to do it where we just finished off, which is this flower, this space here. At the back you are going to isolate one stitch like this. So slip your hook in from one side and make it come out from the other side. Pull up a loop and drag this out. So we are going to make this really long. So I'm going to keep around, let's say, a meter long thread. So make it really nice and long. You can always snip it off, but we're going to keep this thread really nice, meter long, I'm saying. And we're going to tie that in a knot. I'm going to tie it in a double knot to make it really nice and secure. And once you've done that, you are going to create the chains to represent the stem. And that's going to be however long you want it to be, depending on your book. So isolate that stitch again where we have just tied this green yarn. Pull up a loop, now using both of those strands at the same time like it's one. And you're going to create chains. Here's my first chain. Second chain, third chain, and just like this you're going to keep working chains until you get to a desired length of the stem that is suitable for your own book. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Now I've worked 40 chains, and this is how long my thread or the stem is, and that's how long I want mine to be. If you would like it to be longer, then you can certainly work a few more chains. Now from here I'm going to work one last chain, and once we've worked that chain I'm going to pull this strand that we had, the long strand that we had, out like this and pull both of those in the opposite direction, and that kind of creates a knot in place here, and that finishes your stem. From here we're going to start working on the leaf part. So we're going to have 2 leaves. In order to work the leaves you're going to start by chaining 12, sorry, but this needs to be done with a single strand. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once you worked your 12 chains with a single strand, you're going to skip your first chain and work a single crochet in the second chain from your hook. You're going on the other side, the next chain stitch, do the same, a single crochet, followed on with 2 half double crochets in the next 2 chain stitches. Yarn over your hook, slip your hook in the next chain stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over, go into the next chain stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook again, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. Yarn over, we're going to be working 3 double crochets now in the next 3 chain stitches. slip your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook again, but this time yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull through next 2. Do this 2 more times in the next 2 stitches. And once you've done your 3 double crochets, we're going to work 2 half double crochets again. And then 2 single crochets again. Now this brings you to the stem of, back to the stem. From here you're going to chain 1 and turn this leaf the other way around, and we're going to work at the base of these stitches. So when you're doing that, that chain 1 will allow you to go on the other side, slip your hook inside at the base of that, the end, and you're going to work this combination. Single crochet, single crochet, 2 half double crochets, 1 in each stitch, three double crochets, again 1 in each stitch, two half double crochets next, and finish off with a single crochet and a chain 1, and a slip stitch. Single crochet, and the last space that you've got, slip your hook in that, and we're going to work a slip stitch and then chain 1 to finish. You're going to snip this yarn off, leaving a long tail, pull it out of the stitch, pull this down, and that secures it in place. Now we are going to use a darning needle and take this thread all the way back to the starting point. And using your darning needle, you're going to go in a zigzag manner like this. Take it back to the starting point. And pull this in. So we work that bit of thread in as well. Don't pull it in too much because we don't want the leaf to start gathering. And from here you can give these 2 strands a little knot in place, making sure again that the thread doesn't get gathered up, and because we don't want the leaf to start curving. And that's done. Now from here we're going to grab our green yarn again and work another one of these leaves following the same instructions. I will show you this and we'll work on this together. So grab your green yarn, work a slip knot and chain 12. Skip your first chain and work a single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, 2 half double crochets in a row, three double crochets in a row, two half double crochets next, and finish this side with 2 more single crochets in the last 2 stitches. Chain 1, turn the leaf over and work at the base of these stitches, starting again with a single crochet, single crochet next again, 2 half double crochets, 1 in each space, three double crochets after this. Two more half double crochets. Single crochet next. And followed by a slip stitch in the next stitch. And chain 1 to finish. Again, leave a long tail, snip this yarn off, pull it out of the stitch, pull this, and that secures this in place. Now we are going to do the same thing again. Using your darning needle, thread this part into your darning needle, go in a zigzag manner like this through the stitches in the center and feed this strand back to the starting point like this. Pull the edge so that the pointy part is still there, and we are going to tie these two strands in a knot. Gentle first, and then the second one you can tighten a little bit more. This will allow the leaf to keep its length and not the stitches not to gather up. And once you've done this, you are going to grab this bookmark and attach these strands together as well. So once you've done that, you will end up having two leaves at the bottom like this. So I'm going to grab all the strands together, and we're going to take just single ones first, because this way the ties or the knots are not going to be bulky. So I'm going to hold them together while I tie them in a knot. And pull on this. And that's one of them done. Grab the other strand as well. We can repeat the process as many times as you wish. And once you are happy with the connection, I'm just going to tie this one last time, a single one. And there we go. Once you are happy with these strands being tied up nice and tightly, you are going to snip them nice and short, but not too close to the knot, otherwise they'll start unraveling. So what I would suggest is I've just cut one of them, which was the starting one. We're going to work all of these ends back into the leaf or into the stem. In order to do that, you are going to again thread them into your darning needle and simply go backwards. So still going in the zigzag manner, you're gonna move it away from the start, from here, and then coming back onto yourself, and this way you can get the threads worked in. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and snip that strand off and repeat the process with the other two as well. And once you've worked all your strands in, this finishes your little bookmark. Let's give these a little stretch, and there we go. Now that's your bookmark now complete. I hope you enjoyed making this bookmark with me. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.